What's up, everybody? I'm at the Upper Bronx right now, where they're currently holding a vigil for a fallen teacher who unfortunately was a victim of DV. The young woman's name was Jessica Hoyle. She passed away from DV, where her boyfriend did something to her that was unexcusable. The authorities had caught up with him 2 days after when they finally caught up with him, he took himself away from the picture also. Right now, the teachers, students, and a lot of other people are in front of the family's house paying their respects, and they're about to let go of some balloons for her. But this is one case of a bigger, broader problem we're having out there. Because normally, this is the kind of thing that goes unspoken of. There's a lot of people who out there who suffer in silence and are afraid to speak up. They're afraid to get help. They think all kinds of unfortunate things that somehow they might have had this coming or deserve it, or the person. I don't know what they think, but it's an unfortunate incident. This is an unfortunate incident. If you know someone who is suffering from this, or you suffer from this yourself, please don't be afraid to speak up. Please get help. It's not something that you should be living through. And they'll have people who do that kind of thing to other people, and they'll start talking about that, how they're going to change or what have you. And believe me, they're not. They don't. They people like that usually don't change. So currently, like I said, we're in front of a vigil that they're having for a school teacher who fell to DV. I'm not sure if you can hear it in the background. They're saying the teacher's name. Her name was Jessica Hoyle. She was 31 years old. And the thing that I hate about this kind of thing is the fact that people don't understand that the people who go through this aren't the only victims. When you take somebody away from their family like that, their family are victims. The people they work with are victims. The people that they work for are victims. How you doing? What's going on, everybody? The people they work for are victims. Right now, this young woman was a teacher, and right now, currently, a lot of her students are out here. So you just took this teacher away from her students, who are going to miss her. So she wasn't the only victim. She's the main victim, but she wasn't the only victim. Her mom is over here and is unhealthy, and unfortunately, her mom can't make it up the stairs. So she heard them fighting all day long, and she heard this happen to her daughter, which is something that's unfortunately going to stay with her for the rest of her life. And sometimes people can't grasp what their actions do to other people, or they just don't care that they're doing, or they just don't understand what they're doing. She was 31 years old. She was 31 years old. She was a teacher, and like I said, the young woman's name, like I said, was Jessica Hoyle. The full story is out there on Google, and News 12 picked it up. Also, they have a story about it. There's certain words that unfortunately I can't use on here, that will better explain the story of what actually happened to this young woman. They'll tell you, unfortunately, what happened to this young woman. But she was a victim of domestic violence, or GV rather. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I could say that either, but they're having a vigil here. They're gonna let go of the balloons later on. I'm not sure if they're going to continue, how much they're going to continue with the story. So you'll find out later on about the person that actually did this to this young woman. If it was out of some kind of, I had no real good reason why he did this, or if he had some kind of emotional issues or what have you. But they'll probably eventually clear that up also. But the fact remains that a young woman who had a good impact on her community, because a lot of her students are out here also, got taken away from her family and her kids. And that's a sad, sad thing to see. Like I said, there's a lot of people out there suffering in silence. If you're suffering in silence, or you know someone who's suffering in silence, you should try to reach out, or try to reach out to them, let them know that they're not alone in whatever they're going through. And usually when it starts getting to this level, it's because the ball's been rolling downhill for a while. That there's been a lot going on probably for a very long time, because it doesn't normally jump from 0 to 100 like this. It's stuff like that usually happens gradually. So if you know somebody who's probably going through something similar, try to let them know that they can get help and that you're there for them, and try to nip it in the bud before it gets a lot worse. If the person that's doing this to them needs some kind of help, try to get the person to step away from the situation and let them get help, and let them come back if they've really changed. But try not to let your family member, your friend, your whoever the person is, live through this, because it's unfortunate that it has to get to this point, so that people can start shining a light on the problem, or start realizing how big or bad the problems are. Right now, like I said, they're having words for the family, and they're saying prayers for her and what have you. I prayed for the lady before I got here, or before I went live, because like I said, she was a teacher. She was a teacher. She's obviously a pillar in her community, and affects the people that she's encounters very much, because like I said, a lot of her kids are here. Her mom had came out of the house and spoke. There's a bishop here who's leading the vigil for the family. They're going to release balloons soon for her. The person that did this to her, his name is Shannon Graham. He's 37. He was 37 years old, and it says in the reports that I got to read and see, it said that the officers had caught up to him maybe about a day or two afterwards, and when he found out that the cops were basically, right at his location, he barricaded himself into the house. When they called negotiation, those people that negotiate with them, with the people who do this kind of stuff, he unfortunately ended himself. Rather than face justice, he ended himself. So now we have, the victimizer victimized somebody and then victimized himself. So Lord knows what was going on. Yeah, that was a coward move, because he knew he was going to have to face justice for what he did to this young woman, for taking her away from all these people, because there's a lot of people there. And like I said, family is there, Her mom, God knows what other family might be there for her. There's a bunch of kids there with their parents who are paying their respect for the teachers. I'm not sure if you can actually hear what the guy is saying, but there are a bunch of people here. Like I said, I'm over here up in the Upper Bronx in front of a vigil they're having for a teacher who unfortunately was a victim of DV. Her name was Miss Jessica Hoyle. She was 31 years old, and as you can see by this crowd out here, she will be sincerely missed. And it was an unfortunate incident that would happen at the hands of her boyfriend, who was also passed on, who, after being found out that the cops were on his tail, ended himself in an unfortunate cowardly act. And, unfortunately, sorry to say it, but that's what it is. You mean? And that's, I don't know, but it's an unfortunate thing, that to see something like this happen. So, like I was saying before, if you know someone who's going through this, please help them seek help. It shouldn't have to come to a situation like this, for them to finally put a spotlight on what people are going through. There's more people over there in the street with balloons.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am. That's a vigil for a teacher.
Oh, she died?
Unfortunately, ma'am. She was a victim. She was a victim of violence.
No city advocate is there.
They have a preacher there. There's a preacher someone from the church is there with the family.
Yes, but like city council and Kevin Riley and those people are supposed to help to protect us.
Yeah.
Nobody's there.
I'm not 100% sure, man, because
Riley should there or Kevin Riley should there, but nobody's there to represent us, to protect us.
right.
And then when November they want you to vote for them. One of them should be there.
Have a good evening, ma'am. The lady was asking if the city councilman is there because I believe. Yeah, like I said, that's an unfortunate incident that happened. The young woman's name was Jessica Hoyle.
Well,
I hope I hope her mom has more family that could be with her at this moment. Because I know she's got to be going through a tough time right now. For those of you who just come in, thank you, Bubblegum Chaser, for hanging out. And for those of you who just come in, this is a vigil for Miss Jessica Hoyle. She was a 31-year-old teacher who unfortunately was a victim of DV. They're having a vigil, all her students and a bunch of people are having a vigil in front of her family's house for her. They just released a bunch of balloons for her in her honor, and they also making it kind of a vigil to bring awareness to DV. Like I was trying to say before, if you know anybody who's a victim of that, please try to help them get help, or try to help them realize that they shouldn't be going through that. Try to help them get help before it's too late. They're having a vigil here for a young teacher who was a victim of DV. She passed on, and the person that did the DV to her also passed on. But they're having a vigil for the teacher. Her students are out here. Her family's out here. Some people from the local community are also out here for the teacher. And I'm saying that if you know anyone who needs help or is a victim of this or what have you, try to get them to get help. Make them realize that they shouldn't be going through this. We're here at a vigil for a fallen school teacher who was a victim of DV. Her name was Jessica Hoyle. She was 31 years old. You know, people embracing each other during this hard time for. They wasn't real close to her, like family members or what have you. Right now, currently, there are actually more people arriving as I'm standing here. Channel 7 News. Channel 7 News is coming right now. They're on their way in. The man that you had just want to see pass by, he's from Channel 7 Eyewitness News. although I want to bring awareness to this whole situation that's going on and this kind of problem, I wanted to try to respect the family's privacy, I guess, or not privacy, but the situation. So I guess that was why I'm filming at a distance. But like I said, if you're a victim of this, if you have family or friends who are victim of this, anything, please try to help them get help. Try to make them understand that they shouldn't be going through that, and try to get help them get out of that situation, because before it becomes a situation like this one, where they're being remembered instead of getting help. I believe they're saying a prayer for the family right now. Her mom had came out of the house. Her mom is there, along with other family members and a bishop, a minister. Currently, it looks like the family's going back into the home and is about to break up. Everybody's about to start leaving soon, I believe. Yeah, the family is going in right now. Like I said, you got family, you got friends, you got her students out here, and it's an unfortunate day when that people got to be out here for this kind of thing. And like I said, if you're out there and you see this, get help. Thank you for watching, Bubblegum. Thank you for watching, Bubblegum. And I hope everybody, a lot of people watch this story and they could help somebody get help. Because even if it helps one person, I'll be really, really happy. Yeah. Please don't stay a victim. If you're going through this or you know somebody that's going through this, please speak up. Don't stay a victim. Or don't let it get to this. Please. Get help. Yeah, everybody's starting to leave now, but this is M1 Tank. This is M1 Tank for New York Street Talk. Thank you for watching, y'all. And see you guys later.